Hi, everybody. I'm your host, Jaime Soretta. On this podcast, we celebrate everything local in Arizona. Today, we are talking about dogs, candles, and community, all things that so many of us have great affection for. So I want to introduce Jenni Pollock. She is with Light and Bark Candle Co. Jenni, so great to see you again.
So good to see you again, Jaime. Thank you. I'm super excited. This is my first podcast
ever.
Yay!
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to be the first one.
Me
it's
too.
It's going to be super easy. I just ask you a lot of questions about you.
Oh,
no big deal.
No way I can mess that up, right?
But let's start with,
Surely.
you're an Arizona native.
Yes.
Tell me about where you grew up, where you study, where you go to school.
I love that this is my first foray into podcasting because of your local love and also being a native. So thanks for having me. Yeah, born and raised right here in Scottsdale. So I did leave and live in California for a few years. I went to Desert Mountain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was one of the earlier years of Desert Mountain high school graduating classes, but I went to Desert, went to Laguna, went to Mountainside Middle School, Desert Mountain High School. Then I followed all my friends down to the U of A and spent a couple years getting into some trouble there before I jumped ship and I went to California.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did spend a few years in California. I transferred halfway through my undergrad to USC, kind of like a dream of mine to go live in California.
Yeah.
I did the thing, but Arizona called me back. Yeah, I ended up coming back a few years later to go to grad school at ASU. So also Sun Devil.
What did you study there?
I did my master's in business at ASU.
And here you are,
which
your own business.
Who knew? Yeah, I wish I would have taken some more entrepreneurial classes. That's okay. I know a lot about corporate business though, and it does help. It actually really does help. I do use stuff that I learned in my business program all the time.
Because after grad school, then what did you go into?
I had an interesting path after grad school. So I focused on marketing. My undergrad is in psychology and creative writing. So I did go into marketing and advertising in between undergrad and then going to graduate school for business. I wanted to learn more about how all of the cogs of the wheel work in business, not just my, section of marketing. So I dabbled in some marketing. I did some PR after grad school, had just kind of an interesting path and ended up, my last corporate job was doing marketing for franchises, restaurant franchises at a company called Kahala, which I don't know if it sounds familiar to you, but their biggest brand is Cold Stone Creamery. Oh. That probably will sound familiar to you.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
We love that. Delicious.
Yeah. So I was doing marketing for ice cream for a number of years there.
And now you do marketing for candles.
And now I do candles.
Your own homegrown business.
That's right.
Because it was 2017 when you started your business, 2019 when you went full-blown, full-time.
That's right.
In your own place.
Yeah, it's been a journey. So I did start the candle company as most of us small businesses do, right? As a little side thing. I had a passion, I had an interest, started learning. I did do that on the side while I was doing my full-time job. I left my full-time job, ironically, not for the candle business, but to work for a rescue. So I was walking down two passionate paths at once, and you obviously can see how they all kind of collided, doing rescue dog stuff and doing the candles. And so in 2019, when I left that job with the rescue, decided to go 100% to the candle business, and I said, let's just see what happens. And then here we are. So, I mean, a lot happened between then.
A lot happened between then. But things are going well there. And where are you located in Old Town Scottsdale?
We are right in the heart of historic Old Town, Scottsdale on First Avenue. So the landmarks I give people are usually the Sugar Bowl and Patty's. Yeah. Everyone knows at least one of those local businesses, but historic Old Town, which is really fun because it's very homegrown Scottsdale, right? It's where Scottsdale originated. We have like the oldest bar and all that good stuff. So it's fun.
It is fun. It's a great place to be. And there are a lot of local shops that surround you as well. So people, and then plus during this season, people are on foot and they're milling about and they're wandering in. And it's a great place for people to kind of stumble upon, but it's a great destination as well. Because tell me what you're doing. Light and Bark. Obviously, we know there's a rescue element, but what are you selling in your shop?
I love it. So yes, we are a candle store first and foremost, but what really draws people into our storefront in Old Town is our candle making experience. So we create and sell our own line of candles, but you can also come in and create your own candle. And we for sure have both destination customers and walk-in customers, which is really fun. We get a mix of both. But what we love about candle making is what we share with our customers. And that's blending things together that you like, creating something that's completely your own, having that memory and that quality time with people you care about, and having a really nice quality product to take home.
People are looking for those experiences more. Why do you think that is?
I do feel this pendulum shift back to people craving more in-person experiences. We've become so digital. I mean, I for sure feel it myself. I'm glued to my phone so much and my computer. And I think people are craving that in-person experience that technology just can't replicate.
Yeah.
We need togetherness. There is science that shows that time spent with friends and family and other humans is healing. It's so important. And so that's special to us about the storefront. I could just sell candles on the internet, but I love having the storefront because that's where the people connect.
Yeah. Who comes into the shop on any given day? I know we talked about the bachelorette parties.
Yes.
But we have a lot of foreign visitors too. People come from all over the place, especially this time of year.
All over. Yeah, especially this time of the year, which is so fun. We see people from all over the country, out of the country. For sure. We get little kids all the way up to like retirees. It's really fun. There's no like one certain type of like candle bar customer, which is really cool. We see a lot of girls trips. What's really neat is we'll see friends converge in Scottsdale to spend quality time together. So, they've been best friends for 20 years, but they live all across the country, and they'll all converge here to spend some time together and wind up at the candle shop because they Googled stuff to do in Scottsdale, and that's really fun.
Oh, yeah. It sounds so fun.
Yeah.
What makes your scents different? How do you collect your scents that you offer? Because you have a wide variety.
Yeah, that's a really good question. We do get asked that question quite a lot. So we have in the candle bar, I think is what you're probably talking about, the scents that you get to pick from to craft your own custom candle. We have over 70 fragrances at this point, and we're always kind of changing some of them out seasonally. But how we pick the scents, one is just what do we like? That's a big one.
Easy.
That's easy. And then what do we regularly get asked for? Because we are here for the customers.
Right.
I mean, that's it. We're here for you guys. And so when we hear requests for things, we source that. But say someone is wanting like a cactus flower scent, for example. We have a whole section of Arizona-inspired fragrances, which is really fun. We might buy 4 different cactus flower fragrances from different suppliers to pick the one that performs the best, we think smells the best, what we think smells truest to life. So we're very picky about, is this very artificial smelling or does this smell more real? And does it contain some real ingredients like essential oils? So it's a number of things. It's got to be good.
Yeah.
It's got to be good, and it's got to be clean. That's another thing. We're very keen on, everyone wants to know what's in the things that they're consuming nowadays. So we're mindful of things like phthalates, ingredients on the Prop 65 list in California. So if it's anything that seems harmful, we avoid it. So that's important to know.
So you're taking a hard look at the ingredients that are going into the candle.
Right.
That then we're burning and inhaling.
Right, exactly.
I mean, that's
right.
huge.
Right. I mean, we send that stuff home with our customers who have kids and parents and pets. And, we all sit in it every day too and bring it home to our kids and parents and pets. And so it's important to us that it's safe.
Clean.
Yeah.
What was it about candles in the first place when you were working that corporate job and then coming home and working the kitchen, the living room?
Yeah.
Where were you doing this?
I was crafting in the kitchen. Yeah, it was, oh man, I have good memories of that when it was just small and there was no pressure.
Yeah.
That was fun. Crafting in the kitchen. Candles. I've always loved candles. I always had candles in my room. It's the smell, it's the glow, the ritual.
Yeah.
I love it. And you know what? Being honest, what really inspired me to make candles, rewind about 10 years prior to me actually starting to make candles. After I left USC, I moved in with a roommate who then became a friend. But I had seen her mom making candles in her garage.
Oh.
And my mind was blown. I did not know this was something you could do yourself. This is like 2007-ish.
Yeah.
She was taking wine bottles from local bars, cutting them, repurposing them, filling them with candles and selling them. And I was like, that is so stinking cool. So that kind of idea was always nestled in my head. So fast forward to when I started dabbling.
Yeah.
That was the inspiration
Isn't that wild?
originally. Yeah, it's just goes to show that you can be inspired by something and it doesn't have to come to fruition the very next day.
Yeah.
You know, this kind of marinated.
Percolating.
It did.
Percolate.
It percolated. Yes, exactly.
So tell me about with the percolation with the animal rescues, because you always love dogs, right?
Yeah. Oh, always loved dogs. Yes. We had a dog growing up. I asked for more dogs. I wanted my own dog as soon as I left the house.
Mm.
Yeah, this business literally came out of me adopting dogs. Why do I say that? I adopted a dog in 2015 from a local rescue, and I had never set foot in a local rescue. We did not have rescue dogs growing up. I didn't know about the rescue community. So I started learning about it, and like it literally was like a geode that cracked open, and I was like, whoa, I didn't know all of this was happening like right here in my own backyard.
Yeah.
So I got real involved. I started volunteering at the local shelter, helping out some different local rescues, and I was in. That was it. I
was bitten by the bug.
I was bitten. That's exactly it. I was bitten, and like
Yeah.
that changed the course of my life.
Wow.
So like I am diehard about, I like to say I'm like a pusher with people with their passions. Someone tells me something they're into,
yeah.
I'm gonna like really encourage you to follow it, because
Yeah.
it really can. It can change your life. So getting involved in that world and realizing how much help was needed catalyzed coming up with creative ways to fundraise, which catalyzed playing with candles, and on like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I mean, thank you. I just don't know if it's a woman thing to want to like take the thank you and like give, like justify it. But I would not be here if it wasn't for the support of everyone that shops with us and that also believes in us. So it's like, thank you, but also thank you to everyone. Because
the customers are important too.
Yeah, we wouldn't be here without everyone else believing in what we do. So thanks for giving us a platform.
People love your candles. They really do.
They do.
When I did my story on you, I got a lot of people who was like, I love Light and Park. Oh my God, those are the best candles. Those are the only ones I use.
That's so
yeah,
cool.
so you guys have a name
That's
in
really
the
cool.
community, so that's a big deal too.
Great.
Yeah.
That's really special.
And just from 2019 with the storefront.
Yeah.
So what's going on with the storefront? Because I always ask people to fill out some paperwork, and I asked about challenges. I ask about life experience. And you have something new coming with a location in March.
I do. I'm so excited with the timing of this podcast coming, because by the time this is hitting your ears, we will have moved part of our business. So one of the challenges that you face with brick and mortar, of course, is rent. And as you well know, boots on the ground in Scottsdale and around the valley, Old Town is hot. Like it is hot.
Yeah.
It is popular. It is busy. We got to move into our storefront kind of during / after COVID, which was a fortuitous time to try out brick and mortar. But since then, you know, the economy has really rebounded, and Old Town's small, and the rents are just getting a little bananas pants. So we are actually making a little pivot to help with our cost. And so the store that you saw, our main store, is not going anywhere. That is going to be right where you can still find it, across from Patty's, a couple doors down from the Sugar Bowl. But our production room and our private party room is going to be moving to its own private space on the other side of Old Town, which is really cool.
Where is that?
We found a really cute spot, very fortuitously, on the corner of Goldwater and Fifth Ave. So kind of the edge
of the
salons. Exactly right. Right by that Sassoon on the corner.
Okay.
So
funny how I know that.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Strangely, I know exactly what you're saying.
Where the salons are. Exactly.
Well, I like to tell people that, let me do my mental math, north, south, east, west. The east side of Scottsdale Road
yes,
is very, where people will find the clubs and such. The west side is where you'll find the galleries.
Yeah,
and you'll find a lot of the experiences, and you'll find places like Cell restaurant that's really cool.
Yes.
The Scapegoat is really neat.
Right.
So there's a lot of local shopping over on that side too. So I always remind people, if they're like, Old Town, I go on the west side of the street. Nothing against the other side, because I love it all, of course.
Sure.
But for folks who get squeamish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That other side is a little more protected from some of the day drinking or
The
whatever.
party and stuff. Yeah, 100%. And that's something that we direct visitors to all the time too. Say, don't miss, the Fifth Avenue shops and walking on the canal and all that good stuff for a little bit of a quieter.
And that big horse fountain, that's iconic.
Yeah, the horse fountain. Exactly. So I timed it because I was like, what am I close by to still for my customers? And it's like a 4-minute walk for me to go up to the horse fountain and grab a coffee at like Schmooze or whatever. So it's a great part of Old Town.
So you'll have 2 locations.
We'll have 2 locations, which is crazy to say. So it's not that we're closing anything.
Because that other space, are you going to release that?
We're going to release that.
Okay.
So that space, I know somebody hearing this is going to be very excited. This space opened up in Old Town, but it has already been snatched because things are just hot and fast in Scottsdale.
So are they filling in a wall? Or what?
Yeah, we will fill in the wall that we opened up
Okay.
to expand that space. And then, change is always like a little bit sad, but we're really leaning into what new possibilities can this open up for us.
Sounds like more visibility, especially if you're going to be near the road right there.
Right by the road. Rancher Hat Bar just opened a second location right over there. So we're going to be nearby to them on the canal. Great for walking. We're excited. It's speaking of challenges, a lot of times they're unforeseen. That's why it's a challenge.
Yeah.
But we are adept at pivoting and making it work.
What do you say? You're a solutions company?
Yeah, we joke that our unofficial company tagline is we're a solutions company, which I always say makes it sound like we're like a tech company or something, or like
sounds like a consultant.
Yeah, I know. It's not cute, and that's why you won't find it on our website.
No,
but it really does
behind the scenes.
Yeah, it speaks to like the heart of the business, which is like we never say like, oh no, like that's a roadblock and we're stopped. We just go, what do we got to do to get up, over, or around it?
Yeah.
And we figure it out. And like the bottom line answer was like, we're not closing the business. This is too important and we love what we have. We're just going to change it up a little bit.
Right.
So what's really cool, we'll have this fully private space over there. We'll have a space to pour all of our candles that we create. We might host events there, workshops. I'm noodling some new stuff that might be coming for Light and Bark this year with our new space. So
that's very exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like more visibility to me, to be able to catch more eyes.
Right. Yeah. What's cool is this new space has actually like fascia on the building where we can put a big sign, which our current space doesn't have because of the overhang in the little plaza. So I'm excited to put a big old sign up there and, yes, more visibility, more room for fun. Nothing's going away. We're just changing it up a little bit.
And you had mentioned that you would have taken more entrepreneurial classes. As an entrepreneur, what have you learned besides finding a solution? I hear it over and over again about entrepreneurs. It's tackling those daily challenges, and you don't have corporate to call. You don't have someone to come in and help you.
Oh, that's so true. Yeah, all of being a business owner is like, I can speak for me, is figuring it out as you go. There is no like guidebook anyone hands you. They're like, here you go, just take steps A through Z and like you'll have a business. So yeah, it's interesting. Business school, I learned a lot about corporate, but entrepreneurial stuff is just different because you don't, like you said, have supportive departments. You're kind of every department until you start growing and being able to delegate some of those things. What have I learned as an entrepreneur? Man, just keep going, I think, is a big one.
Yeah.
Just keep going and learn and be patient with yourself and not compare to what other people are doing, especially because, we live in an age of curation and social media and everything I can look at other businesses and go, well, it's easy for them. They have it figured out. They have it all buttoned up. But behind the scenes, I think any entrepreneur would tell you, no, we don't. Like we're all figuring it out as we go.
Yeah.
And then we might know how to tackle that thing if it comes up. But the main thing is just like be open to keep learning and keep trying because nobody really knows. We're all just
trying to make it.
Figure it out day by day.
Yeah.
And just stick with it,
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to have some stick with itness.
And I think not being discouraged by those challenges, realizing that those challenges aren't there to hurt you.
Right.
It's just something, like you said, over, under, around. How do you get around it? How do you get past it?
Yeah.
And how are you going to pivot? to continue on your happy little way. Really.
That's exactly it. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs, get into starting a business because they have passion and love for something,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't just run a business on the passion and love. You have to figure out how to do the day-to-day stuff, staffing and costing your goods and sourcing your supplies and dealing with your staff. And where was I going with that?
Well, constant challenges. I mean, day-to-day
yeah.
challenges. And so it's not just a passion project. It is a business.
Yeah.
So you have to know how to run a business as well.
You have to know how to run the business on a day-to-day. And, you have to keep that flame of passion in there, but running the day-to-day. Yeah, you're right. You can't get discouraged by the challenges and just, okay, I'm trashing it all.
Yeah.
No, you got to figure it out. And it's okay if it takes a little bit.
Yeah.
It's okay if it takes a little bit.
Yeah. Give yourself grace.
Mm-hmm.
Something I love to say.
That's a big one. We say that a lot.
Do you?
We say that a lot because I think behind the scenes we're a lot harder on ourselves than probably like our customers or anyone watching what we're doing would think, right? So we always hear, oh my God, you're killing it. Like everything looks so good. But they might not know that behind the scenes I'm dealing with challenges and kind of beating myself up about like, why didn't I see this coming? Or why couldn't I have figured that out in some better, quote unquote fashion?
Yeah.
And it's like, we're doing the best we can with what we know and what we have right now. That's the best we can do. And we do say a lot. We do in our own four walls say a lot. Give ourselves grace.
Yeah.
It's important.
It is important.
Yeah.
Hard to do.
But really easy to say to someone else. Real hard to do for yourself.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
That's true.
You brought some lovely things because while you do have candles, you have other gifting and dog-geared merch. So let's start over by you and tell the people. People watch podcasts. People listen to podcasts. So let's describe them well for those who are listening, and then they can follow along if they're watching. So what do you have over here?
Perfect. So I did bring some of our most popular candles because, of course, candles is our main thing.
Yes.
So I brought our desert collection. I thought that would be fun to highlight because, of course, it's all about Arizona. Mm-hmm. So these 3 scents in these cool amber jars, I love the look of them because we tried to bring in the desert vibes with the color and the packaging too. I mean, everything you see that we do is intentional. So these really cool recycled jars in our desert collection feature our Arizona-inspired scents. One that smells like after the rain. So we have our monsoon, a really nice everyday burner. I say it's like an everyday burner. Our dweller is cactus, sea salt, and basil. It's real just like light and fresh. Mm-hmm. And then for the moody peeps, we have our desert nights. So this is our sandalwood, smoke, a little bit of suede, our kind of moodier desert night candle. So I like featuring this because it's all about Arizona. And this is really popular both with locals and with visitors.
Yeah.
Right?
Great gift. And then, of course, us Arizonans, we love it. Yeah. We love it here.
We love it here. And other people love it here too. They love bringing home a piece of the desert. So that's really fun.
I did not know you had those square things for the melty. What are those
wax
called?
melts?
Okay, thank you.
I brought this on purpose because I was like, I bet a lot of people don't know that we do this.
Yes.
So we have all of our signature scents and other lines like the desert available in wax melts.
Cool.
So if you are someone who does not like an open flame, we have a lot of cat parents that prefer melts because I think cats get into a little bit more trouble with candles than dogs do. Yeah. So melts are a great option for that. They sit on a warming plate and emit scent just by melting. So there's no flame involved, which is really nice. So all of our scents can be found in these little guys.
I love the match. I love how matches have become so cool.
Yeah. Matches, they have to be like beautiful now.
Yes, they do. It used to be just something from the restaurant you picked up.
Yeah.
Now they're on display.
Now they're on display, which is cool. So we have a little bit of something for everyone. We have cloches like this beautiful kind of blown glass cloche that can be something that sits out on your counter next to your candle. I brought you a little a matchbook from our store too that's got a cactus on it. So that's going to be your more, it might still be in the box.
Somewhere.
It's in here somewhere. But we do have, kind of little toss in your purse matchbooks as well. So matches are obviously a nice complement to burning a candle.
You have coffee. Is that coffee?
This is coffee. So this is kind of fun. This is another small business called Rescue Pup Coffee Company out of California. And she sent us some coffee to try, and people actually have been loving it. So I think we'll be carrying it from now on. This one's cute because it's called Cooper's Cowboy Blend, which I mean, what's cuter than that
Yes.
in an Arizona shop? So coffee.
And it says foster number 3. So what does that mean?
I think this must have been inspired by one of her foster dogs because the owner of the company also does foster. So if you look on her Instagram, you can see her current foster dog. So I'm guessing that's where that came from.
That's too cool.
But she's got cute coffee. So we'll pair these next to mugs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big mug fanatic.
Yes.
So we definitely have mugs in this shop, and this one's popular because it's huge. So for, big old cup of coffee.
I love a big mug.
I love a big mug. And this one's cute because it says, all you need is love and a dog.
I mean, clearly.
Yeah, that's it.
We can get by on that.
Yeah.
Maybe a snack.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got a couple more candles here.
Yes, we have some of our signature line.
Intentional.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's probably my favorite of all of the signature candles. It's Chardonnay and grapefruit. So it's like fresh and a little bit feminine.
Delicious.
I can burn that every day. Brave is one of our other most popular candles since we launched the business.
Ooh, that one's moody.
Yeah, it's like moody, fresh, kind of like, a man coming out of the shower.
Oh,
so,
and he smells delightful.
And he smells clean and delightful. Yes, this is a very popular.
Didn't expect that with Brave.
Very popular fragrance for that reason.
All right,
and then this is the candle that we poured on our TV segment. So
local love. It smells delicious.
This is our cactus sea salt and lavender that we blended at the candle bar. So
you have this really cute hat. Which says,
oh my goodness, our hats have become so popular. This one says, tell your dog I said hi. We have a couple different styles of hats now. We have this one. We have one that says, all you need is love and a dog. Mm-hmm. One just has a cute paw print on it. These hats are a really nice fit, and they've been so popular, especially with like spring training coming up, summer, walking around out in, the Arizona sun. If you want to sport your love of dogs, you should come get a hat.
Yeah.
So
what is this? Dog tarot cards?
Dog
What's
tarot
going on
cards.
with that?
I mean, why not? Like,
are we drawing for the pup?
I will say we're very drawn to some of the kind of metaphysical, manifesting, kind of in touch with the universe stuff. So when we saw these, we had to have them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's your kind of, if you know tarot, it's a tarot deck, but they all have dogs on them. So it's extra cute and special. And I like the dog peeking out of the side of the box too. Like on the top there.
Oh, yeah.
It's so cute.
Oh, that is so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So that must be fun, finding the gifts to
the
fill
gifts
your
are
shop.
Fun. We try to source unique, inspirational. So we have some like inspirational daily flip charts that have been very popular for gifts. Other local and or small. So like, for example, Rescue Pup out of California. Also a small business that gives back, but not local to Arizona. So we feature some that are local to Arizona, some that are just small, but not from Arizona. Anything that kind of aligns with our mission, and something that would give you a ritual moment to slow down and kind of just enjoy life, light a candle, pour a cup of coffee, take a moment for you, pet your dog. That's important.
Clearly.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I forget about the ritual of the striking of the match, the lighting the candle. There is something so beautiful and simple, and also you're doing that for yourself.
Yes.
You're doing that action is something that you're setting the tone for what you want to receive that day, whether it's just, something stinks in the house. Maybe the dog had an accident.
Right.
And now I need to smell like a clean man.
Right, exactly.
But or it's just like, I need to just read my book. I need to focus. I need to study.
Yes.
But I'm setting the mood in the home. And that is a beautiful intention. An intentional thing that you're doing for your own good, which I think is a beautiful thing.
I'm glad that you see that, because that is very much what we're a little old school at Light and Bark. I'm very not high tech. We're not going to be like forefront innovative technology in candles. I love a match versus like an electric lighter. I like the tactile experience, the scent of the candle, the visual of the flame. It's very getting all of your senses involved and kind of getting you back into the present moment. I think we all need moments of that. However you get there, we can help you with it by candles. Maybe for you, it's books or it's incense, but that is the point.
Yeah. And you, with your purchases, when people make purchases, they're also giving back to the rescues too. Tell me about that.
Yes. So any time you shop with Light and Bark, whether that's online or in the store or wholesale, or even if we make private label candles for your business, we donate a portion of all of our proceeds from the business to local rescues. We probably have, 8 to even 12 different partners that we donate to. So no matter how you support the business, you are helping with the mission. Now we have other ways you can also support. For example, this past weekend, we had one of our yoga fundraisers. So we invite a local rescue out. We do yoga. We have a teacher that donates their time so that all of the ticket sales can go back to the rescue. We'll have dogs on site for adoption. We might, have a raffle or some other way to raise extra funds. So the bare minimum is that we donate through the business, but we do lots of other things to actually get involved and highlight our rescue partners in the community to give back more.
So much so that people know to reach out to you when they find a dog. Tell me about the story about this animal that recently got adopted.
That did actually happen. So a couple of weeks back, I was not in the shop on a Sunday and got a call from my manager who was on duty and said, there's a couple here with a puppy that they found out on a job site in Florence because someone they know said we help with dogs.
Oh my gosh.
The
puppy comes from Florence all the way up to
Scottsdale to the candle shop with the puppy in hand. Adorable little thing. And they just said, we heard you know dog stuff. Can you help? And we're like, well, we're not a rescue. Firstly, however, we know lots of rescues and we have resources. So we started by sharing resources like low-cost vaccines and spay-neuter clinics because this very nice family was willing to foot the bill to get those things done for the puppy. They said, well, we need help getting this dog into a home. Like, we're just nice, kind people that care about animals.
Yeah.
We don't know how to get a dog adopted.
Yeah.
And, our shelters, our homeless animal situation here in Maricopa County is very dire right now. So getting a dog into a shelter or a rescue is hard enough as it is, and less chances it gets a safe way out. Dogs still get out, but it's not a good situation right now. So we jumped into action and contacted one of our rescue partners who said, we will help. They put up a post on social media. A couple days later, we found a foster home. And then this past weekend, that dog, we said, come on down. We had the fosters bring the puppy back to the store. We're going to be real busy for Valentine's weekend. Let's walk her around and see if she meets somebody. Someone saw her on social media, came to meet her at the store.
Oh my gosh.
And it was a little meet cute. They loved her. And later that night brought her home for foster to adopt. So that puppy went from abandoned on a job site, cold and shivering, to in a loving foster to adopt home with a bunch of other dogs running around and playing in the course of a few weeks. And so while we may not be a rescue, we aim to be a connector for the community. And, we live out the values that we espouse. We don't just talk about it. We don't just send money. We're kind of like boots on the ground, do what we can when we can.
Yeah.
Also, too.
What was that dog's name?
Stella.
Yeah,
so baby Stella.
I'm so glad she's happy and in a home.
Oh, my God. It's great. Yeah, we're very happy. And we said it is a stipulation of her adoption that she has to come visit us at Light and Bar. So
that's part of the deal.
It's part of the deal.
Must bring her back.
And we must. We'll be connected for a life, I think.
Oh, my gosh.
So.
My
God.
No, I was not touched at all by that story. But that's so beautiful.
Us too, man.
That's a beautiful, beautiful thing that you're doing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Let's talk about, I like to ask about a certain challenge that surprised you, maybe something that you didn't see coming, or something about, red tape, or just the business side of things that you had to tackle.
There have been so many, and little ones come up every day, every week. Big ones that nearly knocked me off my feet don't happen as often, but I'm just going to talk about it because I'm kind of in the middle of it right now. And that is our kind of rent situation and our move that we're going through. I became aware that the rent was going to be increasing a few months back. And I really did have kind of an existential crisis about it. Like, I went through every scenario in my head of crunching the numbers, first of all, going, okay, the rent's going from X to Y. What does that look like? What's the new nut we have to crack for this year? And my eyes, it was like a cartoon, like went all huge out of my head. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. And I love to be honest about the journey of entrepreneurship because this is real stuff. Like, I went home many nights crying, thinking, is this the time when I have to close my doors? Like, is that what I have to do? Is that the responsible thing to do? Is that the business smart thing to do? And then who am I without Light and Bark? Like, if that happens, I really did. I really had a crisis about it. Because I'm so, me is so the business and the business is so me.
Yeah.
And really spent a few months. I mean, I probably annoyed some brokers in the Valley. I was looking at properties like every other day. Where could we move? Is there anything that's a little less expensive so we can kind of control our costs? And for months, I was juggling. Are we going to fully move? Are we going to move part of the business? Are we going to just shut down part of the business? Are we going to shut down the whole business? Are we going to go fully online? I don't know. And what's crazy is as soon as I let go and I said, you know what? I think we're just going to stay and try to make it work. And I kind of released controlling it so hard. That's when we found, by happenstance, that little space on Fifth Ave.
How happenstance? Also,
my mom, I think you met her when you were in for the segment. Kathy, exactly. You have a great memory. So my mom and stepdad went bike riding and they said, we're just going to bike through Old Town and see if we see any for lease signs in the windows. And I was like, please.
Good mama.
She's amazing.
Yes.
They're the best. I'm so lucky to have family that helps with the business. And I go, yeah, okay. Not like I've been up and down LoopNet for 3 months. Yeah. I know everything that's out there, but sure, bike around. And I had conceded to I haven't found anything else that makes sense. And we're just going to stay and work really, really, really hard and just pay more rent. And they biked past a sign in a window, like a handwritten for rent with a phone number.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. And we happened to be the first phone call to that sign.
Oh my God.
Which is, I mean, no, it gives me chills. It's wild because I had turned over every stone, Jamie, let me tell you. And I did not think anything else would come up. And once I surrendered, something popped up. And we met with this building owner like the next day. She was so sweet. She's local also, which I love. She's diehard about small business, which I love. When she was showing us the space, another tenant ran out to give her a hug. I'm like, what is this magical place? So it all is working out, but I couldn't have seen it. Yeah. I couldn't have seen it until I kind of, doing your due diligence is important.
Yes.
I crunched my numbers. I looked at the different scenarios of maybe not what's probable that we'll do, but what's possible. Every which way could I turn right now? I'm in my car going, go this way, I could go that way. I did map it all out, but then I kind of surrendered. Yeah. And that's when the best solution presented itself. Yeah. So there's a lesson in that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I always say you have to control everything that you can. But then you have to leave a little room for the magic.
That's you just said what it took me 5 minutes rambling to say. You said
because I'm going to control this.
Yes.
But I'm going to leave this much space for if anything better. Magic. I want that. It's probably what I want. Was that thing that I didn't know was possible.
That you didn't know and you couldn't have seen it. Yeah. And that's just it. That's it. Control what you can and leave room for magic. Yeah. I love that. That's true. That's life and that's business ownership and that's that's pretty much everything. You can't always see how it's going to turn out, but it always turns out.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. That's so exciting.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun journey.
I think it will too.
Yeah.
I think it'll give you 2 different spaces of visibility. Yeah. I imagine you'll do some retail there too.
Yeah, we'll have some of our retail there for sure.
Yeah. Yep. What are you next to? What will you be next to?
We are next to, I think, a real estate office and a jeweler. And I can't believe I can't. I've looked at it 100 times. I can't believe I can't think of the name, but
you're in the Fifth Avenue shops.
Fifth Avenue shops.
At Goldwater and Fifth?
Goldwater and Fifth on the west side.
By the Vidal Sassoon.
Exactly. Yep. So that building is what we're in.
The Vidal Sassoon building. Okay.
Yep. So we're just a few doors down. If you turn on a Fifth Ave, I usually use that little street to cut through when I need to go around on Indian School. And I just kind of cut through that little Fifth Ave. It's a super cute little street. Yeah. Some great little businesses down there. And they just are tearing down, the old, was it Village Inn back there? And
shop.
that pink.
Shop.
Yes. And that pink 2-story building. So that's all coming down, and they're building some, I think, condos. So find the construction, you'll find us. But thankfully, we're facing the canal. It's beautiful.
Oh, wow.
It's a great little spot. Like you said, there's a lot of great stuff on that side of Old Town.
Totally.
You know? I know
there's wine tasting over there.
There's wine tasting, coffee, that cute mushroom cafe that just opened. Mercantile's second location is right over there. The horse fountain.
The Frosé place.
Oh, is there a Frosé place?
I just received a press release.
Oh my God.
I think it's called AZ Frosé, and it's over by a hair salon that my mom goes to.
No way.
Scottsdale Glam. It's by Frank and Lupe's.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's a Frosé place, and there's a baked goods place, like cakes and stuff too.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
please, for cakes.
Then all the nooks and crannies.
All the nooks and
my
crannies.
face is always pressed up to some window. What local business is going in here? I want to know.
Oh my God, me too. I love it. Oh,
it is so much fun exploring. So I
It's
always,
so fun.
advise people to go out and, on a beautiful day, just explore your hometown. And there are so many things I always love about local businesses, and you go in and you often have that face-to-face with the business owner.
Yeah.
You get to connect with the person who had the passion, who had the bravery to put their money where their mouth is and to pursue it with everything they got.
Yeah.
Make it work,
Absolutely.
break it, make it work or not.
Or not,
And they're just really interesting people, and it's hard to not fall in love with whatever they fall in love with too.
I love that you love that, and thank you for highlighting that on your segments and your podcast, which I love that you do this.
Thank you.
That's what makes our towns so special and unique. And I think it's great advice to get out and kind of play tourist, for lack of a better term, in your own town. I know for me, I tend to get in the walls of the shop and get busy with work, and I am feeling inspired to just go out and play for a day.
Oh my gosh,
just
you need
explore.
to play hooky.
I need to
take
play
a day off
hooky
and explore. Get on that trolley.
Yes.
You know what I did one day, and I talk about it all the time. I interviewed the guy. Now that it's spring and weather's lovely again, is those rideables.
Oh my God, the little animals?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be a certain kind of person to want to get on one, because yes, everyone's staring at you and people taking video. But I have never laughed harder. And then I learned about the canal systems, about the museum, the Wild West Museum that's out there. I mean, they have so many great things that we drive by or park by and just walk past all the time. Like, wait, what? Wait, what about the canal system?
Oh my God.
What about this structure in front of P.F. Chang's that is a kaleidoscope?
Right.
We rode a rideable through it. You can look up and it's a kaleidoscope up there.
See, I didn't even know that.
So
that's it. We're going to have to do that.
It's so fun.
I think I'm going to have to take my team on the rideable.
Yes.
I think they
Tell
would.
them I sent you.
I know. I'm like,
This is
sorry.
Jamie's fault.
Jamie said we had to play hooky and go on the rideables. I actually think they would get a kick out of
Yes.
it. A couple years ago for our team holiday experience
Party,
or party, we did the puzzle rides.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard of the puzzle rides?
Yes. Are they in a golf cart?
It's in golf carts. But what we loved about that too, I mean, the gamification of it is fun because you're racing to, figure out the clues and answer the whole puzzle or whatever. But it did take us all through Old Town in, again, like you said, where we park and walk, but we're just like beelining it to work and don't look around. And we learned a lot about the history of the city and different landmarks. And I mean, Scottsdale's pretty cool. There's a lot that you don't know just by looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. Rideables.
The golf cart. Yeah. The rideables.
I'm doing it.
It's a fun day.
I'm in.
It is a fun day.
I'm in.
So when you are not working, living and breathing candles and dogs, what are you doing?
Wow, that's
How
a
are
good
you enjoying our
question.
Arizona?
Walking the dogs is just such a simple thing that
How many dogs?
I always say I have only 2. Because I think when you tell people you do rescue stuff, they're like, oh, you must have like 20. Because you want to take them all home. I love them. I do not want to take them all home. I barely have enough time, I feel like, to take care of the 2 that I have.
Yeah.
They're great.
They're good.
But yeah, I like to walk the dogs when the weather's nice. I live right by the canal. So it's awesome to get out there and just look at the nature and watch the ducks swimming in the water. I'm trying to become more of a reader. I would like to be a reader. But I often get sucked into like Netflix. And then I do. Yeah, sometimes my days off, I'm just quite a potato.
It's okay.
And yeah, that
You
does
light
happen.
light a candle.
Oh,
for your
yeah.
potatoing.
Oh yeah, that's step one. Shoes off,
Yes.
candle on.
I mean,
What are we
seriously.
watching? And just veg and be a
Yeah.
potato for at least like a half a day or a day. Yeah, I like to cook.
You do?
I like to bake.
Aw.
Yeah. What about you? What's your day off activity?
They can be very, very full.
Yeah.
But every now and again, I like to potato too.
Yeah. You got to get some
It's
of
a
that in.
lot. There's a lot going on at all times, and I have a lot of family and friends here. So I always want to be there to support everything that they're doing.
For sure.
But my time off, I'm very protective of that space and creating time to just do nothing. Yeah. Because it's so important just like not be, I'm a deadline driven person.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that I want to stay in bed until I'm ready to get out of bed.
Yeah.
I want to play on my phone. I want to look at this book and actually read a couple pages. I love Phoenix Magazine.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I just
that.
like clamor over each page,
Yes.
reading about our city and the different ways and viewpoints that people see it. I think it's really interesting. But
That's great.
I love it here. It's our hometown, Jenny.
It is through and through, which is, it's very cool for both of us to be working and living and giving back to our community that raised us. I know it's funny. As a kid, I was like, the desert is like, it's just rocks and it's brown. I want to get out of here. But being back as an adult is a whole different experience.
Different game. Different
ball game. Speaking of spring training, but it's a different ball game. Like I see it differently. I appreciate it more. You know, it's fairly easy living here.
You know what I love about the desert is that it is created of survivors. You think of the cacti, you think about the animals. They are not made for the weak.
Wow.
They are created for the hard elements. They're strong.
Wow, this is a great point.
Know?
I mean, we
don't
are
get
survivors.
rain.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's like,
They don't need to
can
be
we
fed.
do a rain dance? Yeah.
They are good to go.
Oh, that's so true.
But
Yeah.
I think of that, just like the created for harsh living.
Yeah.
And it's, I'm looking at the cacti behind you, but so we are, I think Arizona is built of survivors and people who can be like an entrepreneur and find every which way, over, beyond, under. We're going to find a way through this thing. And Jenny, I appreciate you being on my podcast with me.
Thank you so much for having me,
such a
Jamie. I
delight.
really enjoyed chatting with you, and it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Light and Bark Candle Co.
Come and see us.
Thanks for listening to Jamie's Local Love, the podcast. I'm your host, Jamie Soretta. Our technician is Tom Heidinger. Our editors are Lorraine Shearing and Gina Coy. Do you know a business worthy of some local love? Email me at jsoretta@azfamily.com. Follow us at facebook.com/Soretta and Instagram @Soretta News. Make sure to subscribe and give us a 5-star review, please. And tell your friends about the podcast and the businesses we feature to show your local love. You can find us on Apple, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, and anywhere you get your podcasts.
Jamie's Local Love, an Arizona's Family Originals podcast.